Hello, everyone. Welcome to episode 173 of the Xbox Hall of Gamers podcast. This week I'm joined by Keo.
Hello, everybody.
And then myself, Shadow. How you going?
I'm okay. Work was fine. Just fine.
It's one of those days.
No, I'm good. Yeah, no, I've been slowly recovering from the sickness that's been happening the last couple of weeks, and just enjoying getting back into some of the gaming stuff.
I think it's just winter weather too. Like, I felt pretty average today, and I don't know, just trying to get out of it.
Yesterday was the first time I had to pull out a jumper, and I forgot that last winter I actually bought a jumper because I just haven't had anything lying around to use. So
I was gonna say that's my issue at the moment. I have one large jumper that fits me perfectly that I've bought for like $25 at Target at a Big W, and then the rest of my closet is like 3XLs that are just way oversized on me.
Yeah. Okay.
I
bought a nice one last time, so I'm all decked out. Oh, I have an Audi now as well.
I should double check too before we get too far. Is your audio coming in on a stream? Have you checked that?
I've already checked. It's fine.
All right, cool.
Yeah. So there is a little bit of a lag, so we're a little bit behind, but yeah. So I guess everything's working.
Anybody tuning in? So there was a point I think last year where Matt took over most of the streaming stuff for me, and Matt is away on a work thing this week, and then I think he's away next week as well because he's going on a trip to Bali. Yep. He's just like, no, screw the podcast. I'm going to a wedding or something. Yeah.
Yeah. Bring back, I don't know. They still do.
Go to Indonesia. Get a crusher. They still sell them over there.
Really? Okay. Apparently, yeah. He's got to bring back crushers for everybody. So.
Yeah, bring back crushers. I mean, they were doing that new thing in Sydney. Anyway, don't give me sidetracked on KFC.
Anyway. Not yet.
Okay. So this week we'll probably just talk about the Xbox Showcase. Me and Matt co-streamed it on Monday morning. I thought the showcase for the most part was pretty good. There was a few things in there that I really liked. There was a few things in there like, I'll be honest, I was expecting a little bit more of the Invincible game. I'm not really a tag team fighter kind of fan.
You're expecting more from it, yeah. You seem pretty disappointed in the stream.
Looked really good, and then I was like, "Oh man, this is not my genre." I'm a big fan of like the shows, so like I said, it is what it is. But yeah. What about you? Was there anything in the show that you're looking forward to?
There was. I really like No Ghosts at the Grand. Like I mean, I'm not really like the whole, renovate this and do that, but it looked really nice. And then it was like the ghost hunting and stuff at night was really cool.
That game is 100% going to be one of those games that really succeeds or fails based on the amount of genres that they do and do it well.
There's so much in the game, yeah.
What I'm really hoping for is It Takes Two split fiction minus the co-op experience. I'm looking for something that knows how to treat game mechanics, doesn't let it overstay its welcome, and then swaps to a new thing.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And in terms of comparison. But
yeah,
there was a lot.
Yeah, we can pull up a list of the games and go through that. Did you want to do the news that you've found first, or?
Yeah, I was gonna say we can dive into the news. We'll do the showcase.
Okay. All right. Well, let's find a good item.
I'm going in any particular order. Started off the show, Outer Worlds 2, Xbox's first $80 game. I reckon this looked really good, and when they went into the deep dive about the perks and everything, I was like, okay, this looks very interesting.
Yeah.
I need to go back and play the first. I think after that we had High on Life 2, which, I mean, I think I said it during the show, because of how successful this was for Game Pass as well. I think it was the third best most downloaded,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised them immediately going to a sequel. And the first game had that like not cliffhanger ending, but they would like teasing a sequel onto it as well.
Yeah, I never got around to playing that one while it was in Game Pass, so
It's
I don't know what that is, but
it's just
yeah, but
it's one of those like 10-hour like story experience kind of games.
one of those I really could have done it if I tried games. But
Yeah.
yeah, the fidelity of that second game looks so much better though.
Mm.
I'd say that's probably the right word. It just everything about it looks like they've upped the quality. So it's really nice looking and it keeps the flavor as well of the first game by the looks of it too, so which is
Yeah.
good. Mm.
What else do we have? We had Clockwork Revolution, which I'll be honest, I've said it in the past, I did not really like the look of the first trailer that came out.
Yeah.
This new one though, I'm more sold on the idea.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
just
Okay.
I think how they presented the comedy was a lot stronger this time. Well, I mean, the first trailer wasn't really a comedic trailer. The first trailer didn't really give me a good indication of what this game was meant to be, and this one kind of leans into it a bit more.
Yeah. 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 Hey, Legacy, how you going? If anyone in the chat has any games that they liked from the showcase as well, like put it in the chat and we can shout it out and stuff too. So
What else do we
fast
have?
and loose with this podcast. Sorry,
What was that? Nice and
fast and
loose.
loose with this podcast. Yeah.
Nice and loose,
So
just like my jumpers.
all the weight you've
Hello,
been losing.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
You mean the trailer that was showing on the Xbox Ally in the
Yeah, I'm just like, you bastards. Why would you do this
Yeah.
to me?
The funny thing is like that is plastered everywhere, like in like the articles for the
All right.
like any images of the Xbox Ally are now just Hollow Knight.
Yeah,
So
it's amazing. So they
yeah.
yeah, we finally well, we didn't get an official announcement in the Xbox showcase, but it's Nintendo have updated their sorry, not Nintendo. Team Cherry have updated the Nintendo store page for Hollow Knight Silk Song to mention release date 2025. And I also inserted an article in here that what was his name? Basically, I'm guessing creator, community manager, somebody, Matthew Griffin has confirmed Silk Song DLC.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I was seeing that.
we don't have a release date yet, but we know the DLC is coming as well, so that's going to be interesting.
Yeah. It is kind of a funny one that they've been working on the game for so long that they've worked out the DLC. I mean, realistically, there's probably so much content for that game that they wanted to streamline like the main game experience, and they probably had leftover stuff, right? So it's
Yeah,
like we have to do something with this content that we've got. So,
yeah,
yeah,
I'm really interested to see like okay. I'm less interested about Silk Song in itself, and I'm more interested in how they pull off their marketing campaign because in my mind, they have spent nothing on all this hype, right? Other than making the first game. And
yeah,
just the hype alone has like they've got so many showcases and like everybody's tuning into a showcase being like show off Silk Song.
yeah. Well, every single
It's crazy.
absence is like a call to arms, basically, to get
Yeah.
this game out. So yeah,
Legacy said in the chat, Resonance, Plague Tale Legacy. I'll be honest, like seeing this at the very start, I wasn't sure what game it was at first. But then this
yeah,
also leaked before the showcase, and I was like, oh, okay, it might be this, and I don't want to ruin what it was for Matt because Matt is a very big Plague Tale fan. I played
mm,
them. They're like, it's just one of those games I need to go back to and really get into.
yeah.
What else was there? I brought up that Silk Song article. All right, let me go back to it. Game Freak's again. I saw that Game Freak logo and I was like, what the hell?
Yeah, well, we've known for
Pokemon
a
games.
long time that they've been making other games for so long that like it's not always been Pokemon. And they were talking a couple of years ago about making a game that wasn't like Nintendo,
But
really. So
I mean, the comment I have about this trailer was it looked really interesting. So it's called Beast of Reincarnation, and it was an action game previously known as Project
yeah,
Bloom. It's coming next
okay,
year.
yep.
It's set in post-apocalyptic Japan, a land ruined by corruption and crawling with monstrous beasts. Players will explore what it means to be human in Beast of Reincarnation, an expansive one-person, one-dog action RPG built around demanding technical combat. The frames looked really choppy in this, so I'm wondering like
Yeah.
how early this was shown. But
Mm.
I mean, this is one of those things of like Game Freak is just known for Pokemon.
Well, they're also known for poor optimization on the Switch,
Yeah,
based on the last couple of Pokemon games. It's
that might
been
just be like Nintendo
terrible.
being like, we need to get it out the door, you know. I was
Yeah.
just okay. So I'm gonna cut to Final Fantasy 7 and 16
Okay.
finally coming, and it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, cool. Like if it hadn't happened this time, I was like, no, we're never getting it. I say this every year, but the fact that Switch had the announcement as well back for the direct or whatever they had for the Switch 2.
Yeah.
I was just thinking to myself, would it have been so funny if Game Freak had shown off their logo and it was a Pokemon game, and we got Final Fantasy and a Pokemon game coming to Xbox? It'll never happen, but
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So this
just
Beast
interesting.
of Reincarnation thing is not looking too bad though. Like really, I'm just flicking through the trailer
No,
now. It doesn't
it's
look
interesting.
terrible. So,
I kind of got
hmm.
the vibe of what was the EA game? Wild Beasts or
Wild Hearts.
Wild Hearts? Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. I see that. Yeah. Hmm.
There was that.
Yeah.
I want to jump to Persona 4 Remake, which we kind of already knew about.
Yeah, it's been
But
leaked really terribly, and I think it was only a few weeks ago that we talked about it on the podcast. So that and then it just didn't get announced when people thought it was going to be announced. So like, but it's so funny because there's no date or anything like that on it. We just had that voice actor come out and say that he's not part of the new game when he was part of the original voice acting crew.
yeah.
But I mean, it's been what, a long time though,
Well,
since the PS2. So really, oh, even just Persona 4, like the PS Vita version. Like
I
the
mean,
PS2
like,
one wasn't widely, yeah. So
I really can't think of like, I mean, I need to get into Persona games, but I just know how much big slogs they are, and I'm glad
uh,
Matt
look,
gets from.
honestly, you don't have to worry about that too much.
Mm.
The only problem you're going to have with the Persona games is collecting all the personas and
Yeah,
all that kind of stuff, right? Like just over the because you have to get all the cards and you have to get 100%,
mm.
and you have to meet specific conditions, and then you also have to meld this one with this one to get this one, and then meld like those to get like another one. So you
Yeah,
kind of like it can be tricky, but I think if you just kind of streamlined it a little bit and kind of just played it, you're gonna have to play New Game Plus with that game anyway.
yeah,
You definitely have to. And there was like a really there was like a full ending that you get with the game as well. Like you have to meet all the conditions, and then you get like the best ending. And then when you get the best ending, you have an extra section of gameplay. Um, with I think is it Maria the character for that? So Persona 4 was
Yeah.
basically it's the only one that I've actually played multiple times. So
Okay.
and I don't have my 100% on the Vita. So
I'll
I've
do
been
them.
close.
I'll do them one day. I'll get to
So
retirement age, and then I'll just do
yeah.
everyone in a. I'll do every JRPG that I need to do.
Mm.
Um.
The interesting thing with that though is you've got the Arena and the Arena Ultimax game,
mm,
right, as well. And they were basically like holiday season, I think, after the main game happened.
yeah.
The main character comes back to the town, and then the Ultimax game was the next day after the Arena game. I think the only one that's actually backwards compatible is the Ultimax. So one of them, it's like the full version, but it's technically like the next day or something. So like in the story. So so they really need to tie all of the extra games together, like bring like Labyrinth, Q, and all that kind of
Mm,
stuff over as well. If they're doing all these main games, I want to see the other games as well. So
yeah, that makes sense. Ninja Gaiden 4. I mean, got a
yep,
release date for that. October looks pretty good.
hmm
I'm
yep,
gonna
showing
quickly. Sorry, I was gonna quickly blast through some of
as
these.
yeah. Now a couple of things like Ninja
Yeah.
Gaiden 4 are showing on retail websites,
Mm.
including work, as digital code in box only.
Really?
Yep. So
Yeah.
there's a couple coming like that, and I think that's the way they're going to go with their retail stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens after all of this, because it was those couple of games that are coming to Game Pass too. So a
Yeah.
couple of the big ones. So
Interesting.
maybe Clockwork Revolution or something.
There
Whatever
was
is showing on the site.
there's
So
an
I don't know.
article I saw I think like 2 days ago about I think it was Bandai Namco treating it was one Asian company was treating the sales of the Steam carts with the access keys as digital sales as well.
Y- Yeah, okay. I mean,
Because
the
you
game access keys or
yeah,
the
so the Switch
digital code
cartridges
to the
certain
yeah
because the third parties have those access to the I think it was like the 4 gig Switch cartridges. They're
yeah.
using it as an access key for some games.
Mm.
So because of that, they're treating those particular ones as digital sales. There's like 3 different types of Switch cartridge you can get with Switch 2. It's like the Nintendo first party ones that typically have the entire game on the cartridge.
Yeah. Yep.
There's the access key one, and then I think there's another one.
Mm.
Might just be like a smaller one that can fit on. Yeah, it's really weird how they're doing the Switch stuff now, but it was interesting they're mentioning that digital sales counted on because it's not
Yeah,
great for game preservation.
basically as activations,
Yeah,
essentially.
yeah.
So, but
Not
yeah, I
activation.
mean,
It's like it is a digital like you're essentially getting a key to download the digital
yep.
content, but then you still have to put in that cartridge every single time you're buying, every single time you're playing the game. It's an
Yeah,
access
but I
key,
mean,
which is yeah.
there must be something in the cartridge that'll be like, if you give it to a friend, it's not going to recount that as a separate activation.
I think it's still it still lets you like you can still share it with a friend. I think,
Yeah,
but
you could.
it's
Yeah,
something
you
they
can.
had something earlier in the year about like them like you could lend it to a friend kind of thing. I
Oh
don't know. The
yeah, yeah,
messaging is
it's
really
the
confusing.
trial stuff. Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's the but you have to have like the online subscriptions or something, and then
Yeah.
yeah, it's really weird. So
What are the other ones? Super Meat Boy 3D was not expecting that.
not at all. No.
Looks pretty interesting. Probably won't play it just because of how hard the original ones are. Gears of War Reloaded. I keep on
Yep.
thinking
And
maybe I should bring my partner for Gears. She's not a
um,
shooting kind of player, but
so people are starting to get their keys for the new reloaded version
yeah,
as
the
well. If you
free offer.
own,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So if you own it already, they will start delisting that version. I think you can still at this point get the deluxe version of the PC version if
Yeah.
you wanted the stack. Just because. But other than that, yeah. So It's gonna get
I
tricky
can't
with it.
think of
So
anything worse than stacking seriously.
yeah, yeah. Mm.
I just want to
Uh,
clean up as much as I can in those games and move on. Like I still want to experience them, but I don't want to spend like 200 hours working on 10,000 kills kind of
Yeah, no,
stuff.
it's not fun. None of that's
Um,
fun. So
Granted, too.
mm,
Man, this
yep.
game, this is one of those games that feels so recent to me that it doesn't. In my mind, it doesn't justify having a sequel, but like realistically, the full release came out in 2023, and this is coming into game preview.
Yeah, they are done with the other game. They have been for a long time now. Like it's been a good couple of years, hasn't it?
No,
Isn't it?
no, no. I mean, like 1.0 release was 2023, wasn't it? Or was it 2022?
Yeah, and then they did like one or two big patches or
Updates. They
release
had like the 2.0.
content packs.
Yeah.
Yeah, after that, and then they were basically done. But yeah, if it's content complete, I mean, they can do heaps more with Grounded too, and they're going outside the yard area now, aren't they? They're going into different areas, I
Yeah,
think.
so they're going outside the backyard area. The area is
Mm,
meant to be 3 times the size. The starting area is the same size as the backyard in the original, like a
yeah,
1-to-1, I think.
yeah,
Um,
okay,
Obsidian releasing 3 games in 1 year is just nuts.
absolutely insane.
That is
Yeah,
that is
mm,
crazy, and like I think Avowal got received well. I think Outer Worlds 2 will get received well. I think Grounded definitely did a lot better than what they were originally expecting.
yeah,
Like just
yeah,
positive.
mm. Yeah. It's all good stuff, actually. Yeah, it's good to see them really stepping up. You know, over the other, over the coalition, over Halo Studios,
Mm.
like they are I think one of the pinnacles. I think of the
I think they're
Xbox
probably one of
now.
Xbox's strongest studios in the moment.
Yeah, totally. Like because I mean, I've got so many problems with Turn 10 and the way that they don't
Yeah, how they did Forza.
care about. Yeah, I mean, they make all these big community focused games
Yeah.
that have communities, but they don't bring the communities together. They just
Mm.
kind of like it just exists. So then like
Yep.
that them like coalition, like they're not respecting their communities at all with any of those big franchises that Xbox have. So these guys like are just knocking out of the park, and all the Bethesda stuff that's been going on lately is so good. So like arguably, like I haven't played it yet. The new Doom is the worst Doom based on a few people that have told me about it. But it's
I don't know.
still
I've enjoyed it so far. That's
yeah,
the
yeah.
yeah.
How
I
much
I, I
time
need
have
to
you
get
put
back to
into it? Have you put a lot of time in, or?
it. Probably like 10 hours.
Yeah, okay. I barely loaded into the game because I tried to play it on release day, and
Yeah.
the day one patch didn't let it work on my computer, and then
Oh yeah, yeah.
um,
I remember you telling me.
I managed to get it working a week later after they patched it, and I haven't been back on the game.
Yeah.
So yeah, so
What games do you want to list through? You tell some of these other
all
ones.
right. So I'm just gonna quickly scroll and just have a look at a couple of these things. Definitely no Ghosts at the Grand. But I think I was kind of interested in what they were trying to do with Mudang
Mm.
because it kind of felt like half Splinter Cell, half Battlefield, half like,
Yeah.
and then there
I
was just some weird shit going on.
I
So
I need another. Like it. It kind of gives me the vibe of Splinter Cell mixed with, I don't want to say Metal Gear Solid, but like some of the weird stuff that happens in Metal Gear Solid 1. I really
oh
played a
right,
lot.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
isn't that kind of vibe to
yeah,
it? Um,
yeah, okay, yeah.
I'm
So
I it's one of those things of I'm not hyped. I'm interested to see where it goes. And then as soon as I get another few trailers, like that could be a day one game for me. It just really
yeah,
depends on like what they show off.
Yeah, yeah. And the trailer started out so normal as well, and then it just got weirder and weirder.
Yeah.
So if they can if they can really lean on the weird and do something gritty with like strangeness that you'd normally see in like Dead Rising and stuff like that,
Mm.
it'd be really cool. So
Yeah.
with the stealth stuff, which I don't know, we've got this all this weird stuff happening and you're stealthing around. I just don't know
Mm.
how it's all gonna work. So it'd be interesting to see what goes on with it. So but yeah, I thought the Fallout 76 Gone Fishing it was a nice little pun. I know Matt had something to say about that as well. Like it's just like it is good that those kind of staple online things are still getting content, like we were saying with the Bethesda stuff.
Mm.
Um, but
All right.
yeah, I don't know how much that's gonna help,
I'm
but
I was just having a look at Xbox Wire. So coming next year, Xbox Play Anywhere title, narrative-driven third-person action adventure game that blends cinematic storytelling with immersive stealth and dynamic combat set on the political volatile Korean peninsula. Built on state-of-the-art performance capture pipeline, it integrates fluid motion match animations, open-ended level design, dynamic spatial audio, intelligence AI, woven seamlessly to deliver a harrowing journey through a fractured future Korea. This isn't a story of triumph or glory, it's a search for truth. Yeah, I'm
yes,
interested. I'll probably check
okay,
it out.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
What else do
Probably
we
the
have?
only other thing that really was different that kind of stood out was that one done by the Spiritfarer
At Fate's End.
guys. Yes, at Fate's End. That's
Yeah,
the
so
same for it.
it's not. Oh, sorry. No, it is. I'm just trying to think. Was it Thunder Lotus or was it the developers from Spiritfarer that did this? Because I don't know if that Fate's End was actually a Thunder Lotus game because they just did 33 Immortals.
I actually don't know.
Oh, it is.
I
It
never
is Thunder
got to play
Lotus.
Spirit.
Okay.
Yeah, I never got to play Spiritfarer anyway. I just like
Mm.
the look of this, like
Yeah,
a lot.
visually looked really interesting. It kind of
So
in a weird way, it gave me a Kingdom Hearts. What's the Game Boy Advance one?
I know what you mean,
Chain of
though.
Memories. Chain of
Yeah,
Memories. It gave me that vibe with like the card battle kind of stuff. I don't know how completely off I am with that. Like just having those scenes and picking the cards for them.
mm,
Listeners, I am probably absolutely bush. Like that one is definitely a trailer that you need to check out. Um,
okay. Yeah,
I just
I mean, I've only
it
seen the one at the
looks
showcase. Is there another one?
no, it's just that one.
Oh,
But it has like a
oh,
visual style. I would say not quite never, but close
yeah.
in
Okay.
terms of like just how like gorgeous it looks.
Hmm.
Um, but yeah, I'm really interested in how this game plays.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Mm.
What else
But
was there?
yeah,
Oh, quick, Planet Lana 2. I imagine more of the same. Anemo? Anemo? I don't know what you call it. It's like the cutesy
um,
Pokemon kind of one, but you're playing as the creature.
Animo. Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, yeah.
So it's like you
But
actually do open world stuff with the creatures. DLC for Indiana Jones, which I'm pretty keen for. That was coming out September 4th and is called The Order of Giants.
yep.
Keeper from Double Fine, which looks pretty interesting, where you're controlling a lighthouse on a 3D adventure.
Yeah, there's got to be a whole bunch of puzzle stuff. Like the
Yeah,
whole
absolutely.
visual thing reminds me of Oddworld
Mm.
more than anything else. But I'd be interested to see kind of like what happens with.
There's
There's a
there's a
lot
lot
of camera movement. So
there's a lot of RPG games and there's a lot of adventure games coming out. Actually, you know what I noticed too? And this wasn't prevalent really in the Xbox showcase, but just every showcase that I watched was all the first and third person horror games like more of an action adventure. There was like one of the FPS ones shown off at Summer Games Fest. I'm blanking on the name right now, but like the trailer ended with you kicking a zombified baby. Like
I
it looked
don't
so
remember
weird.
that.
I
Okay.
don't think it was ill. I think it was another one, but it might. Yeah, I need to go back and watch it. Xbox Showcase showed off Kronos, the new Dawn, which is coming from Bloober, I
Okay.
believe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looked pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah. It
Already
did.
said about the Invincible trailer. Looked really good, but I don't like free tag fighters. It's not my style.
Oh, I'm gonna have to warm you up to some of these things.
Yeah.
So we're gonna have to
Yeah.
play something that you're gonna get hooked on and see how we go. So
And then there are no Ghosts of the Grand. That
yeah.
was probably one of my most anticipated ones.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's what's the studio's name? It's their first game, but there are a whole bunch of veteran developers.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Cool. All right,
Yeah.
so that's pretty much showcase. I'll quickly go into. Sorry.
One thing I'll say about the showcase though, Xbox
Mm.
specifically, their one, is that some of the big games didn't really say like show PlayStation stuff off, but one of the things that PlayStation does is that when you see their showcases is you only see the
Yeah.
PlayStation logos and stuff like that, and you don't know if they're coming to Xbox. Xbox are really open about what's coming to PlayStation, and even the third-party games, it said whatever platform they were on, and I think that's really good. So
So
it's very
the
open, very
the
respectful.
interesting thing there
So
too is like I didn't notice that many trailers with Switch stuff on it, but I noticed the PlayStation stuff. So it kind of makes me think of like hardware capability kind of stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
the was there a Suda 51 game in there
uh,
in the the Summer Game Fest one? Because it said coming to Switch maybe on it. And yeah, and like that was the thing. It's like everything else maybe Switch. And it was
Romeo is a Dead Man. That
yes.
was
Yeah.
it wasn't the Xbox showcase. It was I don't even know if it was Summer Games Fest
Might have
or it was
been
Future
a
Game Show.
bit
It was
or
one of them.
yeah, or
It
something.
was an
Yeah,
Xbox.
yeah.
That
Mm.
looked as if like what's that game series called? I'm blanking on it so hard. It's always on Switch.
I'm gonna let you cook with this one. All right, let's just let's just
I'm blanking on
devolve
the
the
name.
podcast.
It
Yeah.
No More Heroes. It has that No More Heroes kind of look to it, but
Well,
this
it's the
seems like
same.
so
It's a grasshopper manufacturer kind of like vibe, right?
yeah
So it's like it's all of that. So
yeah.
mm.
So I'm interested to see if that comes to. I don't think that was coming to Xbox. I think it was just coming to PlayStation 5.
Yeah, maybe it was in the PlayStation event then. Yeah, yeah, I think it might have been.
Oh, okay, then
Now that because that was out the same day the Switch 2 came out, they
yeah.
did the PlayStation event. So yeah.
Still crazy to me. All right, so we talked about the Hollow Knight Silksong news.
Mhm. Ready? Yep.
Have you heard about the Silent Hill 1 remake?
No, I haven't. So it's interesting that this is kind of popping up because there is a lot of work to do with that game.
Yeah, so Japanese publisher Konami kicked off its first ever press start showcase on Thursday, showing news and updates on various games and franchises. To conclude the show, Konami revealed that a Silent Hill remake is in development, with Silent Hill 2 remake developer Bluebit Entertainment once again taking the lead. No release date or any other information now. It was just pretty much just an announcement. So to say that it's in development. Thought
Yeah,
I'd chuck
yeah.
it
I
in here
mean,
though. We're getting Silent Hill 2 September
oh,
this year,
are we?
right?
I didn't see that. Yeah,
I
cool.
thought we were.
That's good. Well, I haven't seen anything to do with this showcase that you're talking about. So, like their little
Okay.
whatever they did with this. So, I missed all of that. So,
Okay, maybe I'm mistaken. I felt like we were getting a Silent Hill 2 on Xbox.
Well, if we are, then that's great because we're getting the F, yeah. So if it'd be really nice if they could tie the old Silent Hill games to this new Japanese like rendition, right? So because they really need to have some kind of connective tissue, like so
You know what?
it's
I don't. I think it's Silent Hill F, whereas where I went wrong.
right.
So
Okay, okay, that
Silent
makes
Hill
sense.
F was the one that's getting a release date in September, right?
Yeah, it was this year. I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah.
mm.
Okay,
Well,
maybe
yeah,
that's
yeah,
the way
yeah.
I
I
made
see.
it.
Launching in September. It does say
Yeah.
that.
All right. So there
Looks
was
extra
that bit of
play anyway.
news.
Mm.
One bit of I guess controversy from the
Yep.
Jeff Keighley's like summer showcase was Splitgate 2. Got its official announcement too that it was releasing that day. And the creator of Splitgate, yeah, you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. Can you hear
Okay,
me?
your voice cut out. Um,
Okay, right. Okay,
yeah,
all good.
so Splitgate 2 boss came out and basically is just like, it's out today. We wanna be the game that's we wanna be like, making the next best thing because EA can't make ton for free and
Yes,
Halo's
I
not
saw
a
that. That's
thing
great. That
and
was
COD's boring and this and that.
just some cheers. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
And he went out wearing a Make FPS Great Again. And there was a lot of controversy. Like, I've been playing Splitgate 2 since it came out the other day. I'm actually really enjoying it. But the
Yeah,
amount of controversy that's come out of this, all the political tyings to it and all that. And then he originally came out 2 days after and said, I'm not apologizing and all that. Like, this is what I believe in. And then 5 days later, he's just like, yeah, this was the marketing. This was the marketing
yeah,
stunt because we needed to get
of
attention
course.
somehow.
Yeah, you want people to talk, so like you do something stupid, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, yeah. Or you
Um,
accidentally do something stupid and it works even
yeah.
better. So mm,
So yeah, he originally released the first statement saying he was not here to apologize for the ill-considered lid, but to clarify his position that the message is not a political statement, but should instead be taken at face value, which is the state of multiplayer FPS games is tragically stale. And 1,047 games hopes to do something about that with Splitgate 2.
yeah.
Yeah, so it didn't blow. The hat controversy didn't blow over, and the community's just been going on about it. And at the same time, didn't help that they had season pass content was like $90 skins, stuff like that. Just
Really?
ridiculous pricing. Then they halved it. Um, yeah, it's just I'm really enjoying this game. It feels really fresh compared to all the other FPSs out there.
Okay,
But it feels
cool.
different from Splitgate 1 as well. I'll probably save a little bit
Mm,
more of it like when we get to what we've been playing.
yeah.
But yeah, just the community is very interesting at the moment of like, you know, this is a political statement, this is to come out. And I was actually listening to Xbox Era because um having John, who's from the UK on, and then having the other guys they're recording over there, and then having Nick, who's an Aussie,
Yeah.
basically like everybody outside the US said this isn't a big deal. Like it's just video games, whatever. And then
Right.
the guys in the
Okay.
US, it's just like, no, this is a political statement. It was just really interesting seeing like the different, I guess, side of it compared to like what might be
Yeah.
a big
Well,
deal for me over here might, not be a big deal for you over there,
yeah,
kind of stuff.
we don't care about the shit going on in the US. Like when it's not part of our
I
life,
mean,
except for like obviously the fallback of the shit that directly affects us cost wise and stuff
yeah,
like
it
that.
depends on what affects you and all
Yeah.
that, but like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I try to
Yeah.
keep politics out of my gaming, but you know how it is.
Yeah, totally. But I mean, it's a stunt, and like you've got to own the shit that you do, right? That's the one thing I've learned. So and it makes me do more stupid shit just because I
Yeah.
got to give someone something to talk about. So
the last bit of news that I was gonna bring up, and I've only included it in here because I love Age of Empires, and you guys are just always gonna have to bear with me with this. Age of Empires have joined forces with the world's most popular museum for a historic exhibit. So, Age of Empires, I believe World's Edge specifically, have partnered with the Louvre, and they're
yep.
doing a expedition running from April 30th to July 28th, with the designed to coincide with the massive Mamluk Sultanate exhibition, which history was like 1250 to 1517. It's compiled 260 works from the Egyptian Syrian Empire for display.
Okay.
They're also Age of Empires team is planning a live stream on it for like June 12th, so just gone. Hosted by a French streamer, and will be joined by Age of Empires developer. They also cooked up their own custom scenario involving one of the battles, created especially for the event.
Okay,
So you can
so
go
what?
to the. Sorry.
Yeah, you can go and
You can go and download that now.
no, go down. Can you download it now? Can you? Is it the
Yeah, you can
thing?
go to the web. You can go and download it straight from the Age of Empires website.
Right. Yeah, I was just wondering what era that is, or what
So it's 1250 to 1517.
Okay, in what region is that based in?
Egypt, Syria, I believe. Yeah, Egyptian Syrian
Okay.
Empire. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
yeah. So Mamluks didn't arrive until Age of Empires 2 launched in 1999, but they've been a constant ever since, appearing also in Age of Empires 3 and 4. In Age 2, the Mamluk is a unique unit tied to the Syrian civilization, and they're a pretty OP unit, in all honesty.
Yeah. Okay.
And then it just goes into further history. Mamluks historically pulled off a major victory against the Mongols in 1260, known as the Battle of Ain Jalut. While a similar scenario is also available in Age of Empires 4 via the Sultan's Ascend DLC, there's a new take coming to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition. Just
Yeah.
the only I guess disappointing news for this is it's only available for PC players at this time, not console players.
Okay.
But I think this is great.
Well, I mean,
I love this.
the I guess the French locations like have had like this big history with video games already, right? Because like there was that thing with is it Notre Dame where
These
Ubisoft helped rebuild it from the scans that came from Unity or something.
Well, I was gonna say like Age of Empires 4 too also had Joan of Arc, which I mean 2 and 4 both had the Joan of Arc stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was fought by the Bari Mamluks of Egypt and the Ilkhanate on 3rd of September 1260. It marks the first major loss of the Mongolian advances and halted their expansion into Arabia and Europe.
Yeah. Cool.
But yeah,
I mean, that's cool. I like the history stuff. Anyway, like I grew up with a lot of, that kind of stuff, and I, even with the original Age of Empires, right? So myself, so it's good. It is good to see that this is all still current. I guess there's a lot of history lost, I guess, on the young ones these days. So, like having all of this available and a bit of history in there is really, it's good to see that cycle through. So
I mean, I've always had a love for archaeology and mythology, especially, but like I've got this all from just like Age of Empires in my upbringing,
yeah.
But I love going to a museum and just I love the fact that Age of Empires lets you play through this kind of stuff, and then just being able to go to a museum and I guess get the full experience too is pretty cool. For all the people calling me a nerd right now, I am 100% a history nerd. I love it. Anyway.
It's fine. It's history. It's good to know.
Yeah.
You'll learn some stuff.
Those what's the Fallout quote?
I don't know.
Those no,
I don't know.
Is it Fallout? Those who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Do you want to read through Game Pass updates?
All right, let's go. Game Pass updates. Okay. We don't have that in our. Do we have it in the?
Oh, I put the link in there, didn't I?
Let me just see real quick. Oh yeah, I see it. I was clicking on the wrong. All right, here we go. Game Pass updates. Looks like June for the June updates. I think we're getting Crypt Custodian was added. We're up to what, June 11, 12, 15? I think the next
13,
stuff. I think, yeah, Warhammer just got added.
Yep.
A couple of days ago.
Yep.
So we've got Barbie Project Friendship on there. I've seen at least 1 or 2 people already finish that. Kingdom Crowns, two Crowns PC version on the June 11th. EA FC 25 is getting added to EA Play on the 12th, and the Altars is on 13th, which is today. So
yeah, Altars I'm really keen to check out. I might not get around to it this weekend, but yeah.
Yeah, but FBC Firebreak is coming on June 17th, which is really good.
That one I'm pretty keen for.
Yeah, that would be really good. I'm going to jump on that straight away, I think. Crash Bandicoot 4 finally, so it's about time that got added. June 17th, and Lost in Random Eternal Die, which isn't that the new one? Is that the new game?
It's the sequel. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah.
That one I'm pretty interested in.
Yeah.
Quickly going through games leaving Game Pass. There's Dornog, which is like 3 to 4 hours. Hypnospace Outlaw, Izonzo, Keplif, My Time at Sandrock, Rolling Hills, Make Sushi, Make Friends, and Depersonalization.
Yeah, so just a couple of days with that if you're watching live. Yeah, when this goes and gets posted, then it's going to be too late. So so watch live and you'll get informed 2 days before, and then you'll know to.
Yeah, if you catch it on Tuesday, then it's already too late. You just
some games.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
Exactly. So cool. Yeah, that's good. All right.
Getting the games we've been playing.
All right. Oh, yep. So
theme up.
All right. So before we do that, do you want to shout out the patrons? And you
need to add a new one in there. Around. Yeah. All right.
Because you haven't added the new one in there, so go ahead and do that. So
all right. So special thanks to Venom, who is our newest patron. Other than that, we've got Lee Howard, Mikhail KV, Natalator, Admiral Awesome, Haven Moogles, Kung Fu Skills, Hack and Pone, Cavalier 07, Old Mick Clown, Message, Left Legacy, and McNulty. We appreciate the support, and we honestly could not do the show without you.
Yeah. Thanks, Venom. It's great to see you sign up for that. And yeah, check out the Patreon content. We've got some stuff.
We probably won't have an outtakes episode this week, but we pretty much are going to aim for most weeks now to have one, I guess, random question, just conversation before the podcast is a bit of an outtake. So it's a little bit more structured.
Yeah, totally.
All right. By Menstrual Burden. You want to go for this?
All right. So we are still doing the May and June theme. So blind leading the blind. So completing games where you give orders to AI teammates and units. So that's stuff like we've gone through the Tom Clancy's Breakpoint. If you play solo in that game, you have teammates. You didn't originally, but you do now. So anything that's like RTS, things like that, Age of Empires. So that's a bimestral burden every 2 months. And so we're coming up halfway through the second month of this theme. So we'll be looking at announcing another theme really soon. So
yeah, I need to get back to my Age of Empires.
Yeah, I haven't done any Dawn of War for a bit actually because I've been sick. So that's my main game. So
games
we've been playing.
Yeah, so games we're playing, I'm just going to go really quick. I talked about Splitgate 2 before. It's dissimilar. The first one was very portal based. This one's like very
Yeah,
on
I'm very interested
rails.
to know what this is like to
Yeah.
play as compared to
So
the first.
if you played the first one, a lot of the environments are very portal heavy. The second one, it's more about like strategically placing them, so it's more casual friendly, I would say.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
and it feels like much more your typical like Halo COD kind of. Like it's still really fun to play,
Yeah.
but it feels like a much more toned down experience from the first one.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
um,
that's. Do you think that they've really come into their own in terms of like what the game's become?
not
Or
yet. I feel like it's still got potential, but they kind of just need to clean up like what this game needs to be. The different
right.
classes are fun to use, but I mean, there's stuff like waiting a minute and a half for people to select between three different classes is just
Really?
yeah,
That's
yeah,
half a match in a good
yeah.
game, right? So
I mean, if everybody readies up, it's
so
fine. But if somebody's just waiting there, it's just a massive pain in the ass. Um,
yeah, yeah. Mm,
SMGs feel really good. It's like one of those ones that you unlock different weapon classes over time, but it can take
mhm,
quite a considerable amount.
yeah.
Um, I'm down to 7 achievements, but now it's like 1,000 headshots, 500 payback medals, 500 saving medals, 250 triple kills. Like
Mm.
it's stuff that will all happen over time, but it just
Yeah.
takes a while.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you don't have like a proper selection when it comes to the objective based maps. They just chuck them all together in one playlist.
Yeah, okay, but there's nothing needing certain maps or anything like that.
No, it's. I mean, there's the 15 portal kills, but you've not got the. You don't have the out of bounds on every single map, so that's the only like
Okay.
annoying one.
Yeah.
Um, I'm really enjoying it though. I mean, other than that, I just wish more people would play it.
Yeah, I
I'm trying
never
to record
jumped
it.
on the first game,
Yeah,
like, so, I mean, I could if this one had legs, maybe I could see myself doing it, but I just there are way too many things I've got going on at the moment, and if I'm doing FBZ Firebreak,
yeah.
I don't wanna start
There's
it,
other
so
games you can be playing realistically.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So I've been playing Splitgate 2. I've been doing a bit of Liza P. I'm about 5 chapters deep. I'm enjoying, like, I'm playing on the easy mode ever since they brought out the DLC. Um, I think it's a great game. I just wish that I listened to instructions a bit more. And okay, so I didn't upgrade my weapons as I was going along, and I'm like, okay, this is a bit tougher than what I was expecting, like an easy mode to be, and it was
Mm,
purely because I hadn't done any upgrades.
mm.
Um, Other than that, I think I've encountered one boss that was a little bit annoying, and that
Yeah,
was
okay.
the one at the end of chapter 4 that has
I'm trying to remember.
it
Mm.
has like the chest coming out of its tail kind of thing in the big open area.
Oh, right, okay. Yeah, that I mean, yeah, that I think that's the first
Like after
major
like the church
blocking
thing,
area
yeah.
of the yeah, that you really start to have trouble with the bosses, I think, with that. So, but
But
yeah, mm,
yeah, doing my live playthrough. Otherwise, I'm really enjoying it. Except for I just randomly fell through the elevator the other day, and I sent through the photo to you guys, and it was just like, all right, the elevator's gone up here. I think I've soft locked myself. And I took a photo of my screen and be like, what am I doing wrong? I came back to it half an hour later, looked at it, and it's just like, there's a switch for the elevator there.
so you actually looked at the image you posted and
Yeah,
you
and then I
realized that
was
there
like,
was a
wait a minute. Wait
yeah.
a minute. Um,
This is the Far Cry New Dawn like pendant in the trees
yeah.
like puzzle all over again. So, uh, yeah.
Man, bro. that was poor game design, in my opinion. That was not my fault. It was poor game design.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah. I know so
Lights
many
being
people
smaller.
that struggled with that
Yeah.
Far Cry ending.
Anyway.
Mm.
And then the other game I just wanted to quickly touch base on is the co-op game we've been doing, Revenge of the Savage Planet, which
Yep.
we've been doing for 2 nights now, and I absolutely love.
I said this last night that there is nothing I don't like about this game.
Yep.
So I'm enjoying it a lot. So
It's got that natural progression kind of itch that it scratches. It's beautiful, it's cartoony. The humor in it's just the right amount. Like it doesn't overdo it doesn't overstay its welcome.
Yep, you have an option to turn down how much the NPC bot thing talks to you. I have it up all the way. You don't. And I'm
I just
getting
want
more
sometimes.
cues. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I compared it to kind of like it seemed like the stuff that you weren't getting, I was getting more directions on how to do some things, and that's kind of like in Far Cry, not Far Cry, Horizon, uh, not New Dawn, the sequel, Forbidden West.
Yep.
I think where they really played things out and had the character talking way too much on how to solve puzzles. They did that in God of War, Ragnarok, I think, as well. And it really seemed like it was giving away too much. But the comedy is so like on point and natural feeling, like it's talking to you, and it's just very casual that you don't care what they're saying or what you're doing. You're just kind of floating around the world, just enjoying it, and just getting some really good lines. So it's really nice.
I think the only downside of this game is just you losing your controller settings every now and then.
Yeah, there is something really weird going on where it seems like it's either trying to synchronize me with you, or it's the first time one of the first times I noticed it, it was while it had saving on the side of the screen. And I'm like, is it just saving and then trying to sync stuff up? And I think that's all it is, because eventually it comes back.
Yeah.
So
Because it was that, and it was also like when we get swallowed from like those like leech kind of creatures, I guess. I don't know what to compare it to. Like if it's like against an environment, it just seems to get stuck, where usually you just be able to press X repeatedly and burst out of its stomach. Like we've had to reload the save, I want to say like probably 5 times over 2 nights, but it hasn't. I mean, it's pretty quick to get back in there, so it hasn't been troublesome. But if you're looking at playing this, that's the only issue that we've encountered.
And honestly, not lost any progress at all. Everything works. Everything loads back in just fine. It's and by losing controls, it's more like you press left trigger to pull out your gun and right trigger to shoot. I can't pull out my gun. I can't shoot. I can't lasso. Like it just seems like the controls for actual functions are gone, but it still maintains like the action button being able to press on something sometimes, and so it's not all the controls. It's just kind of like your functions for like shooting and collecting and stuff. So yeah, it's weird.
I think the only other thing is like that boss fight from last night too was a bit, but I think that's more. So there's like a lava kind of arena underground that we were fighting a boss, like this big Crowbarella. That's what it was.
Yeah.
And you just sorry, you go.
It was a very small area.
Yeah.
And it was very easy to die. And my main problem was the camera is really close to the back of the character, and I kept backing up into the lava off the platform.
Yeah.
So and just on fire. So, but
I
think the bosses are good mechanics though. Like it was a fun fight. So
I mean, we're verse 2 so far. I thought it was pretty interesting, and I'm pretty keen to get back to it after we finish up tonight. So
I was thinking. So,
what have you been playing? So
yeah. So, speaking of, I've had Alex also asking tonight about playing Dead Island 2 because he said he was going to be available tonight, and I'm just like, well, I might just be doing Revenge of the Savage Planet. instead.
I was gonna
'Cause
say
it's just
one
kind
of
of like
these games sounds a lot better than the other, in all honesty.
no, no, no. We are up to the final mission in Dead Island.
Dead on.
So I kind of actually want to do that
That's fair.
and get it done because we're so close. And then it'll just be the DLC, solar, and cleanup and all that kind of stuff. So, but overall, like it's been a really good time playing that in co-op. So we've not really had any like major trouble. I think he's forgotten, some of the stuff that from the first time he played. So we come across something and we're like, oh, that's new or whatever. So it's kind of like playing with somebody fresh again. He's not remembering everything. So, and it is my first time playing through the game, even though I got the co-op achievements on the Xbox version before I downloaded the Windows version. Um, so now there's that familiarity there. So it's
You
kind
know
of
what he's forgotten? He's forgotten what it feels like to play with somebody that rushes ahead.
that doesn't rush ahead.
No,
Don't
I
worry.
rush ahead.
We yeah, we talk about you. Don't worry. So
Don't
we'll
need
we'll
to,
work
right?
together and just tap each other's bottoms and be like, yeah, bro, whatever. But do you remember that Cameron guy? So so no, it's been really good. So but yeah, so I found that we both found that the enemies are always punching above your level, no matter what kind of in
Yeah.
terms of hits. So you're always going down. And like I'm going down heaps more than so. But I haven't played a whole lot of zombie games lately, so it's just one of those
I
things
mean,
where
it's
you
just a pretty good
yeah.
average. Like, it's the best average game you could think of.
Yeah, but you still see some really cool stuff though.
Yeah,
Like they
of
spring
course.
you a little surprise or a little funny joke or something like that, and you're still having a bit of a chuckle. So they've got some good ones in there.
You
So
haven't
and
played the
like
DLCs yet, right? Like,
no, 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 I
just
haven't. No, I haven't
overall?
got to that.
Yeah, okay.
No, no. So and it's stuff like you see something really gruesome or something like that that's just out of
Mm,
place. Enough that it's just a bit of comedy that just works with it. So
yeah.
yeah, yeah. And the only other thing I've been playing, because it's really just been the three, I've been doing the stuff with you and
Mm,
Alex, and while I was sick, I was doing Monster Hunter World, which I think I mentioned
yeah.
last week. I've finished the main campaign and I've moved on to Iceborne, so the DLC,
Yeah.
and I'm just slowly working through that now. And I found that like I've been working on my progress with the weapons, and I've chosen the dual blades, which I mentioned last time. So you've got a whole bunch of trees for this. So you can have like so many different. The way that the game works in terms of upgrades is it's got one of the best targeted loot systems like you could think of.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you basically have monsters. The monsters have specific parts that you chop off them. And then the more you level up, the more parts you can chop off them when you get further in the game. Because you have like the low rank world, like the areas, the high rank, and then you've got the master rank once you finish the campaign, going into Iceborne. Because I think the master rank was added for Iceborne, so that was them stepping up the difficulty, and then you get even more parts like something carapace plus, and it'll put a little
Yeah.
plus on the end, and it's like and then there's like more loot now on that higher tier. So for some of the earlier weapons, you could totally go back to the low rank and just quickly grind out the few things that they give you, and
Yeah.
then move to the high rank or the master rank if you need those resources. So you can really fine tune and target exactly what you need really quickly because you'll be overpowered for the low rank world. So you just go in there, just smash like a bunch of enemies, and you'll be fine. So what you have to do, this achievements in this is like, you know, 500 discs or whatever, So you've
Yeah.
just got to do a bunch. So it's like a 600 to
I
1,000 hour
mean,
completion.
I've
So
always been interested in playing them. It's just the amount of time kind of scares me off.
mm, yeah, I get it, and it's just one of those things that once you start enjoying the game, you'll really start like
Yeah,
once you get the groove for it. And that's the problem with Monster Hunter is that every single person that I've watched on YouTube is
gets
like
addicted to
the first the first time
it.
you play Monster Hunter, you will hate it, and then one day it'll click,
Yep.
and then it'll be all over. You'll be sucked in, and that's pretty much exactly what's happened. So,
Well, I mean,
because
the
it's
way that
really
you and
nice.
Jake have
So,
been discussing it in the Discord definitely intrigues me, but I'm like, man, I've got too many games I need to get done.
yeah,
I've got
it's
games
saying
from
that
like
they
2 years ago that you guys have been recommending me that I need to get done before I move on to anything new.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But I did grab so look out for it, Monster Hunter Wilds in the new JB cell. And
Plug,
Elden Ring, Night
plug.
Rain as well. So I'm going to yeah, I know, right? So like it was just a really good opportunity to kind of pick those up,
Yeah,
the last remaining disc games that'll ever appear in our stores or whatever, and you know, get
yeah. Physical media is going to go bye bye.
yeah. So I just wanted to jump on a couple of new things, and I think that that will pretty much tie me up for anything that's not coming to Game Pass, I think,
Mm.
now, really. So, because there's really not a whole lot that I'll probably jump on that isn't already. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and and I've teed myself up for Final Fantasy 16 as well. So I've got that
Yeah.
downloaded on PC. So,
That I feel
um,
like I need to do soon, but yeah, I'm just waiting for the
mm,
right
but
moment.
look, I think so because I made it so that you guys all had access to it
Mm.
when I
Thank
grabbed
you.
it. I've never had access to the DLC, so I haven't played that on
Mm.
PlayStation. I've not even really finished the main campaign, but if you do just the intro of the game, you will be able to appreciate where they were going
Yeah. Okay.
with the game. So if you can get in, and it's all before the title screen, so you'll play a good couple of hours before
Oh,
you get to the
man,
title screen,
man, this is Odyssey all
and
over again.
and and
It's like
and,
5 hours
you'll
before the title screen.
yeah, and you'll really really appreciate by the time you get to the title screen exactly where you're at with that game.
Yeah.
So you might even get hooked a little bit.
I'll get around
You
to
know,
it. I'm gonna get around to
yeah,
that. I'm gonna get around to Velatra. I'm gonna get around
yeah,
to
yeah.
Persona.
So because
To the
the problem
list.
with Final Fantasy 16 is that it does slow down after that because
Mm.
it's after that point where they're really feeding you the world. And then like there's a whole bunch of side quests and all that kind of stuff that people complained about or
I mean,
whatever. But
that's fine. I'm pretty interested to see how it goes, but
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But if you can play it through, play through to that opening title screen,
yeah,
and let me know how you go. So
yeah.
that'll be
That
nice.
sounds good. All right. Anything else you've been playing?
That's it. That's basically it. I've not had
Okay.
time for anything else, and I've any extra time. I've just been loving the Monster Hunter, so jumping on that. So, but hopefully, I'll give Nut Rain a crack. I've got that installed now, so
Yeah, I'm curious to hear your thoughts. Just see how it goes.
because I didn't
Um,
play Elden Ring, so I would
another
just
game
be
I need to get back into.
appreciating. I would be appreciating the world and the
Mm,
bosses and the 30-minute time frame to gear yourself up for
yeah.
the boss that you have to verse and stuff. So
All right. Quickly go word challenge. We won't have a new clue this week just because Matt's been busy with his other work stuff. The clue
yeah.
last week was non-numbered sequel.
Mhm.
So yeah, we'll try and get a clue from that next week.
So yeah, there may or may not be a point where he might have one ready to go
Yeah.
for the release on Tuesday of just the podcast being downloaded. Maybe he'll
Yep.
put one out, but I don't know. Can't
Do you want to
promise
go through the
anything. So
leaderboard?
yeah, so let's get that leaderboard pulled up. So all right, thanks TA ads. That's great. We have Basham in third rank with 7,605. We have
600.
Mephisto for the win at 7,640 in
Nice.
second place. And we have Thrash Forever back on top, still on top at 17,980. So thank you for that. Jumping on the
Nearly
leaderboard.
up to that 4 mil.
Great. Sorry?
He's nearly at 4 mil. It's just crazy.
Yeah, actually, that is insane. Yeah, yeah. I'm actually like
93.04%. Yeah.
2,000, less than 2,000 gamer score away from like 600,000 too. So
Nice. Nice.
I'm very close to another milestone. So yeah.
Completion
So
shoutouts. I haven't put these in. Have there been
oh
any
no.
completions this week? Let me just
Um.
quickly find it.
All right. Time to doom scroll the completions channel. So
8th. Where are we at? We'll be at 6th. All right, so we had Shadow Sly finishing Doom: The Dark Ages. We had a pretty lengthy conversation about that. Leafcore doing Moto Rotor MC. Then Rapture doing Split Fiction. Mistality doing Split Fiction. Leafcore doing Formula Bit Racing DX. Valak completing the Precinct, which now has the save bug fixed on Xbox, I believe. So
yeah, which I think we have Valak in the chat actually.
Oh, nice. I'll be diving into that. Wild Tracks Racing. Leaf Claw doing Wild Tracks Racing. Petite Adventure. Seems to be very into racing stuff lately. Rapture doing Dornong before it leaves Game Pass. Doobie updating his Lonely Mountain Snow Riders completion. Moonzom doing the Moons. Doing the Moonzom. Moonzom doing the Moonzom. Moonzom doing 2AT.
Wow, that's
my daughter is obsessed. Absolutely obsessed with this game. She loves it.
yeah, cool. That's cool.
Stewie
We
did
haven't
Little
played it
Kitty
yet.
Big City. Stewie also did Dredge. Eccles did Spray Paint Simulator. Nick Free ID did Forza Horizon 5, and Matt put out a tier for the Eliminator for it. Leaf Claude also did Poppy Playtime, and then Shane just finished Never Dead before the pod.
Oh, cool. Yeah, no.
Which he's had some choice words about boosting sessions.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, the way that plays actually, it reminds me a little bit about one of the games in the showcase too. So that one I was talking about with the stealth, Mudang. So I'm like, oh, this kind of has the same vibe a little bit, but
yeah. Other
cool.
than that, Discord, we have a Discord. I'll post in the chat another time. That's fine. That's fine. If you want to join our Discord, there should be a link on our Twitch page. If not, just message me, Shadowless AU.
Yep,
Other than
you
that,
can post your completions, all that
yep.
kind of stuff. You can participate in the word challenge as well. Like all of that's in the Discord. So come say hi.
If you want to reach out to the show, you can email us at hallofgamerspodcast@gmail.com, or you can check our Twitter account, hallofgamerspod. You can help the podcast by subscribing on iTunes and other podcast platforms. You're writing questions of the show, and we will endeavor to answer them in the next episode. Or if you're on the Twitch stream with us, ask it in the chat, and we'll get around to them.
Definitely.
Individual contacts. Keo, where can people find you?
Well, people can find me just Keel Live at Home everywhere. Basically on Instagram, X, all those places that I haven't probably signed in for a little while. I haven't been on Twitch either. So, and we'll see if I can start streaming again. There's been a lot of stuff going on. Been very, very busy. So, you can also find me at How to Fix Gaming on YouTube, which is where all of the old previous streams are, and some videos that I've put up as well. So, but if you do go to Instagram, I'm posting like weird little shit that I've been throwing together. So there's been some funky ad hoc stuff that I've been doing with my setup that's just kind of like weird. So yeah, lumbar solutions and keyboard mounting and all that kind of stuff. So
Computer, what is it? Ergonomics.
Exactly right. You have to be sitting really well in your chair. So that's one of my big things. Support your lumbar because I need
take care of your
my
back,
back.
kids.
Exactly.
You get one back.
Because one of my problems is my back issues, and if I can't sit playing video games, then what am I even doing on this earth? So
yeah, I'm gonna be comfortable.
All right. What about you? You doing anything?
I'm Shadowless AU on pretty much any Xbox, TA, Twitter, Discord. If you want to reach me, beat me, call me, you know how to get to me. That's pretty much going to be me, though. We'll probably do a pod next week. We'll see if we can get Matt on, but it might not be possible. Otherwise, it might just be another 2-man again.
Yeah. So hopefully we'll have some good news, and so that's been episode 173 of the podcast.
All good. We will catch you guys next time.
All right. Thank you. Peace out.
Bye, guys.